All right, so welcome to the October 15th board meeting. I'm calling this meeting to order. So far on the board, we have myself, Laura Parker, Matthew Mosley, Dylan Osborne, John Booman, Eileen Rodriguez. And I'm proxying for Nimra. Dylan, you're proxying for Hector. Eileen is proxying for Shavili. Am I correct on that? Is that a yes from anyone?
Yes, that's correct for me.
Okay. And staff, we have Dr. Coling, Dr. Wong, Dean Granado, Scott Mason. Am I missing anyone?
That's correct.
And Anna Silva's just logged in. And I put the chat on the chat the agenda. So if y'all can help me out, feel free to add on to the notes as we go along because I'm multitasking here. So first up is a review of the last meeting. We confirmed our new members. Mandatory forms have all been filled out. Organizational statements were confirmed. Budget's still in good shape. We're still waiting for the banner awards to be processed, but we do have money. Staff updates, pretty much we're trying to raise funds for the building. Back to school social was discussed. Public Official of the Year event will be March 21st, 2025. We discussed the teaching cities. Hobby School Town Hall meeting was back in September 24th. Alumni office staff update, there were no updates, and we had a string of events updates. Scholarships, LaDawn and Anna had a short discussion on that. If you all have high quality screen headshots, send them over to me still. Try to update our website. Since we don't have a group photo, we just have the updated, we'll try to get an updated board photo on there on the alumni office website. They're planning to do that later in a few weeks. Still. Next up, let me pull up the budget real quick since Hector's not here.
Leonard, I have the numbers.
Okay.
And we're still apparently working off the July report.
Yep.
The current balance is $5,023.10. And he said the next report in August should show the $2,500 from the banner awards.
All right. So in the next 18 minutes, hobby school staff updates. We can start with the building status. Rockwell lecture series, fall social, and so forth. Floor and for the next 18 minutes.
You want me to speak?
Yes.
Okay, so the building, right now we're still working on trying to make the building larger. We've got meetings with the architect. Right now we're set at 40,000 square feet. We want to be at 80. We think there's a pathway there. If we get less than 80, but like 70, that's fine. And here's the problem we have right now. We are in a situation where we're growing too fast. So the building's going to expect to be completed in 3 years. We'll have probably not enough space at that point. Because here's what's driving it. Our student enrollment is now at 280. And so we projected 240 for this fall. With the we have two types of projections, an aggressive and a moderate to low in terms of growth and the student body. Well, we didn't hit 240, we hit 280. So we're above our forecast. And if you project out, so forget about, let's say it's a one-off. If you project out 3 years from now, with the aggressive forecast, which was not accurate this time, was below, we're almost at 500 students. That's just the next 3 years. That's
So
how
currently-
fast we're growing.
Currently, we're at 180,
We're at 280.
280.
And, we may not, here's what I think is going to happen. Between the next 5 to 7 years, we'll be at over 800. By 2035, 2033, we'll probably be at 1,000. At some point, we're going to start leveling off. Maybe not. I mean, maybe we'll just keep growing, because you have to make a decision, about that in terms of, do you want to limit enrollment? And I'm not so sure we want to do that. If we got qualified students that want to come, why don't we take them in? So that's the issue. So we're growing so fast. If you add that kind of student growth, you need more faculty, you need more staff. Classrooms have to be bigger. All these things are complications. And here's a point of comparison. The Graduate School of Social Works building, or the College of Social Works building, that school was created in 1970, I think. Between late 60s and 1970. I can't remember the exact date. Their building was finalized in 1979. They had nowhere near 500 students for the first 30 or 40 years of their existence. They're now at 560, I believe, right now. They've been around for almost 55 years, maybe more. Here's the issue. Their building is almost 60,000 square feet. So that's what we're talking about here in terms of, they've got 20,000 more square feet than we do. We'll probably have the same amount of students as they do within 3 years, even though we're 40 years younger, and potential growth is much higher because we have more degrees. Here's the last part. We have substantial research needs and facilities that are required. They don't. So that's why 60,000 is a bare minimum in my view, but I think we have to be close to 80. That's the issue. So we're working on figuring ways to get this thing upgraded. The chancellor said 40,000 publicly, but I think there's some work behind the scenes to get it to close to 80, and that'll mean more money and all kinds. There's other ways to do this, but I just want you to be aware of that. As for the alumni board, I want you guys to work together to make a contribution where you have either a plaque on a wall or some significant thing in the building where you walk in and it says Hobby School Alumni Board. You can name whatever you want, and there'll be various, there's a certain amounts for that. But have you talked, Leonard, have you talked to Tyrone Jimison yet?
No, I have not.
Okay, so that's the person we need to have you talk to about this, because he'll be the one who'll help you, tell you, if you pay this, you get that, you pay this, you get that kind of thing. Yeah, John Boone just asked what the amounts are for what? For the naming? Is that what you're asking, John? Yes. That's what Tyrone can tell you. I always forget those things. But then, like putting the name on a wall somewhere, that's one. A classroom, the auditorium. I think those things get to be more expensive. I think the cheaper ones are, I think, naming walls and stuff like that. But
So
Tyrone can tell you all of that.
So contact Tyrone.
Jimison. I can do it for you. I'll do it. I'll copy him. I'll send email to you and him and have you talk to each other.
So any other notes on the building for now?
That's it. It's just, that's the biggest challenge. The architects are fantastic. It's just, there've been several delays, and the reason for that is UH facilities have not gotten their act together. It's difficult dealing with them, but the architects are fantastic.
So apparently one of the architects I'm high school classmates with.
No kidding. Which one?
What was his name? He's like, oh, I went to high school with you. And I'm like, oh, I forgot who he was.
Okay.
But I'll look it up.
Okay. Yeah, but they're Lake Plato is fantastic.
So Rockwell lecture series, anyone from the staff side want to speak on that? I know Sarah Sands has been trying to nudge us and trying to lock down names to attend a lunch. Like, we have 5 seats to have lunch with Adam Kinzinger on November 13th. But she wants solid commitments on that. Is there anyone from the board? She might be contacting us directly as well, within the end of the week. So is anyone interested in going to have luncheon, or should we open it up to broader alumni?
What was that date again?
November 13th. I believe it's a Wednesday.
I did sign up for that. Just putting that out there.
Who was it? Who's speaking?
John.
John?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
interested.
If anybody wants to borrow his book, I bought a copy to read before the thing. So just let me know. I can send it to you or drop it with you.
I'll be going myself, anyone else. And there is a nominal cost just to your level commitment, as well as just cover some of the cost of the food. He is speaking later that day at the Rockwell Library. All right, I'm going to try to hunt down.
Quick
ahead.
question on that. So I reached out to, you told me to reach out to somebody,
Sarah.
to Sarah. And I mentioned that, what was that cost to cover it? I'm more than happy to. She didn't give me a number. She just said that it was being covered by the school. So is there somebody who has that cost because I'm happy to make a donation to help with
I
that
think for the
cost.
lunch, like the actual lecture is covered by the school. I think for the lunch is like $15-20.
Okay. Yeah, I just because I mentioned it and she just said there was no cost. Or no, she didn't mention any way to pay, I guess would be the better way to put that. So-
Yeah, I think we're still working that out.
Okay. Yeah, just let me know.
All right, so plus 2 alumni. I'll try to see if I can hunt down some folks. All right. Anna is me. Silva's tentative. And I think this is a good opportunity just to have one-on-one time, well, 5-on-1 time, and a few other staff, more rather than just a big room type of setting. Would y'all be opposed if I asked, let's say Katie Hassett, if she's available? Longtime former board member. I asked Victoria, but she's likely in London that week.
I think it would be appropriate to ask Katie. She's
right.
been a supporter of this group for a long time.
Scott, any word on the fall social?
Jessica, I think, was trying to finalize another place because Garnet Coleman's place was booked. So, I think the date has been confirmed, but I don't think it's on my calendar, so I don't want to say, oh yeah, and it turns out it's something different. Jim, do you know by any chance if that social date has been confirmed?
No one's told me anything.
Okay, yeah, so I think that Jessica's still finalizing the date and the location, but I believe it's going to be in mid to late November.
Hector has relayed that we approved $250 last year to support the event, just for helping out defray the costs, some of the hors d'oeuvres. Might be too short notice to lock in someone to provide headshots. The contact I was provided, she said that she's an employee of U of H and it'll be a conflict of interest on that side. Question 1 is, do we want to support the event again financially, and how much? Last year was $250. Hector provides the recommendation that we can do so again. Do we have any discussion or any motion on the floor to support the fall social for the hobby school?
I'll motion to support it at the same level as last year.
I'll second. This is Dylan.
All right,
That was John for the motion.
motion. Dylan second. For $250?
Yeah, that's what we did last year.
All in favor? Do we have any votes?
Yeah,
I vote
that's
yeah.
fine, Leonard.
All right, anyone oppose? All right, so we assume it passes unanimous vote. So $250 will be sent to support the fall social. Dr. Colling, any updates on Public Official of the Year event?
Yes, so, yeah, we have the event set. It's going to be at the Hilton on the UH campus. We will be sending out the nomination forms, should hit about 1st of November. We will have them open through the middle of December, so I'm hoping that you all will be able to put together a committee to help review those, to get them done by about the, middle of January. So that we can begin, or earlier, so that we can begin to market it.
Do you want the selection of the committee today, or can we have some time?
Oh,
to,
yeah, no.
All right.
That's fine. We've got till December. David Hawes wants to be included in that process, and so I'm gonna talk to him tomorrow, so I'll let him know.
So we'll try to get you a committee together by mid-December.
Yeah, that'd be super.
Scholarships, I think the best way to do it is just do a straight up donation to the school itself. Let the school disperse the scholarships. I think we've been discussing this for the last 3-4 meetings already. And just provide us the proper credit, I guess is the best way to put it. And Hector's recommendation is that we have the funds to support 1,000. He's also thinking it depends, with the caveat of if we were going to support the social more, we can rebalance some of that. So what's everyone's thoughts on donating $1,000 to the school for it to disperse on at its discretion with our input, a scholarship?
Is it 1,000 per semester or split 500, 500?
Any discussion on that?
Hey, Leonard, I said something. Did y'all hear me or no?
No.
Oh, okay. I asked if it was 1,000 per semester or split 500 and 500. I just think
I heard that part. I'm asking what everyone else thinks about it. Hector's thought is $1,000 total. He didn't really specify how to divide that up.
Is 1,000 normally what we do?
We haven't done it in the last year and a half. We were trying to figure out what's the best way to do it.
I would suggest we might could do a little more. I mean, we don't really spend a lot of money on events. I mean, we're going to have $7,500 in the account in a month, and we're spending, $100 here, 500 there. I think we could probably do 1,500.
I'm agreeing with that. 1,500.
I would agree with 1,500.
And how do we Dean Granato, how do we, in terms of how y'all disperse these scholarships, is it just gonna be one lump sum to one student, or are y'all thinking divide that up between 2 or 3 individuals, or is it gonna be a by semester?
You can recommend.
I think what you had me study, Leonard, with some of my other board members, I think we should do it split, and then it can be like 750 and 750, and it's pretty much we're sponsoring one student per semester. I just think it looks good every semester that we're contributing.
So 1,500 for the year, and we'll just split that between 2 semesters.
Yeah, Leonard, just historically, we've usually done scholarships in increments of like 500. So they're like 500 in a semester, or 1,000 in a semester. Just kind of a FYI for how the scholarships that typically can.
Could we do 2,500 to 2 students for 2 semesters? Or is
Like-
that
Or could we do 500 or 2 students for 500 one semester and then 1 student for 500 the next? If we want to keep the 1,500?
I'm just thinking, how do we keep it sustainable and consistent as well?
Do we just donate $1,500 to the scholarship fund and let the school do with it what they will?
For this fiscal year?
Yeah, I mean, just give them $1,500 a year and they can spend it on whatever scholarships they need to. I mean, Dr. Granada knows where it needs to go.
But you guys want credits, so here's what I want you to do, Leonard. Send me an email saying what you guys have decided. Talk about the splits and everything else, and send it to me. I'm going to forward to April, and I'm going to see what we do within, what UH rules say. So I do think it should be called the MP, the Hobby School Alumni Board Scholarship, right? Alumni Association Scholarship.
Yeah, there already is an existing NPA Alumni Network Scholarship. So we may be able to just roll it into the existing scholarship to make things easier. Otherwise.
Did you just say MPA? It should be for all students or grad students.
Okay, yeah, okay, I see. Yeah, we can maybe just change the name to Hobby School Alumni Association.
Yep.
We'll have to create a new scholarship.
Yep, we'll talk.
Yeah,
to April. Leonard, just send that to me and I'll work with April.
All right, but we're in agreement, 1,500 for this fiscal year.
I agree with that.
All right, do we have a motion?
I can motion for it. John,
I'll second it.
Matthew, second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, all oppose. So I'm assuming unanimous. All right, other news and events from staff?
The hobby book event is November 19th. Have you all gotten the invitation and email?
Somewhere.
Okay. You just have to, if you want to come, it's at the Shamrock Room at the UH Hilton. Both authors will be there. I'll interview them. The book, I just got the book today. I've read the transcript. It's phenomenal. But he did so much. But I'll interview Aaron Purdy and Don Carlton. Paul Hobby will give some opening remarks, and so will Provost Chase.
And what time is that going to be?
I think it's November 19th. I think it's 6 to 9, but there may be 6 to 8. We're looking at there'll be hors d'oeuvres there and drinks, and I mean, so there'll be a socializing part besides the besides the event. But that's
All right.
you should have gotten that. And if you haven't, if you're not on the list, let me know and I'll make sure you get on the list, because we send stuff out all the time.
Yeah, I'm just been so far behind on emails right now. So any
Okay.
other news from staff?
I was just gonna confirm, Dean, I got the email, so most of us
Awesome.
were receiving them.
Thank
I
you.
also got the email.
Okay.
All right, alumni office. I don't think I see Kabina here. But a couple things to note at the last President's Council one. There are marketing folks. If we want to get some of be highlighted in their alumni newsletter, we can easily contact them for that. The alumni office, some of the alumni organizations do run their own scholarship programs, and it's facilitated by the alumni office. Due to some issues in the past year, they're trying to make this process more unbiased, one, and two, get everyone more involved in the selection process. So even if we're not holding our own scholarship that we're running ourselves, they're asking for 3 volunteers to help with their scholarship selection process. So far, Shavili and Nimra have volunteered themselves. We're looking for one more person since they're asking for 3 folks. This will be like covering some of the other alumni scholarship application process. You're given the criteria. Pretty much they're trying to create a little bit more of a firewall between the selection committee and the donors. Is anyone interested? Anyone that I can guilt trip?
Leonard, what are the time commitments to that?
Let me pull up that email real quick. They just sent an email on it with more details today. Can you all see that? Read that clear enough?
Yes.
I'm going to keep scrolling.
You can put me down, Leonard.
And that's
Anna.
Anna.
Yes.
All right. Awesome. And no one opposed this appointment of Shavili, Nimra, and Anna? Okay, good. All right, upcoming events, collaboration events. Valente School of Communication is holding a trivia event. Lissette is the lead for that with the Communication School alumni. They're looking, I'll be flying in from Charleston that day. It will be on November 7th at in the Heights at the distillery, one of the distilleries up there. That's going to be a Thursday. Do you think we should be able to bring a team of 5? Or is anyone willing to spearhead a team? Because since I won't be getting in from Bush Airport until 7 o'clock, the event
Yep.
starts at 7.
You said the event starts at 7 on Thursday?
Yes. And now let me find a link for it real quick.
See, this week, like day after tomorrow, Thursday?
No, November.
Oh,
November the 7th. One quick second, please. And we get closer to the banner awards. We have a collaboration activity. And we need at least 5 people there for it to count. And keep in mind, banner awards is how we keep this organization funded primarily, since we're not asking for donations or dues.
I'll do it, but I'm not super confident we can get 5 people together.
I can show up late.
I think it'd be easier to beat the communication students than it would be the Rice students.
Will be lead. Need 4 to count. I'll connect you with Lissette and see how she wants to arrange it.
Yeah, I'll text a few people tonight and see if we can get 2 or 3 more people interested. I'll let you know tomorrow what I come up with.
They technically don't have to be alumni. They just have to be associated with us. So if you
All
bring
right,
your
yeah,
friends
yeah,
and
maybe.
family, household,
Yeah, I think I can get a few more people. How much is, what, do we need to donate to put together a team?
they are asking for. I'm not sure. I'll contact them.
Yeah, just let me know what it is. I mean, it can't be more than 25 or
It's
50
also,
bucks or something.
I think they're also using this as their food drive, their
Okay,
service
I
event.
can take some food.
All right. Intercollegiate trivia, still aiming for May. I'll approach Rice and some of the other colleges. We'll call it intercollegiate trivia rather than Rice versus U of H because, yeah, we want to be respectable. Bingo, Philly is suggesting bingo for either let me pull up my text. For Friendsgiving bingo theme in the Heights. Considering that we're kind of booked on the week that Fall Social is, and Kinsinger, I recommend against the 14th. November 7th is already the trivia, which kind of narrows it down to November 21st, unless we want to push it back to January.
I will just say that on the 21st, if it is the bingo at the SPJST Lodge in the Heights, they're giving out turkeys. So it will probably be packed. So if that is our only option, I would recommend pushing
Just
it
push it back.
January, because otherwise we're going to be fighting to book a table and everything like that. So
So
just my thoughts on it.
push back to February.
Yeah.
All right, John, you're up. Zoo lights.
Yes. So I spoke with my friend who is the director of development over at the zoo. He recommends that we get group tickets for the zoo lights. They aren't on sale yet, and so 2 points on this: they aren't on sale, but he says that instead of everybody buying individual tickets for one night, we will be best to put together a group. There is a contact with the University of Houston. Jillian over with the zoo is the person who manages the UH relationship. He is gonna get me in contact with her as they get closer to launching the Zoo Lights tickets. I guess my question would be, I would want 2 to 3 dates that would work, that I could say, okay, can we, pref these 1, 2, and 3 with the zoo so we can um so we can get group tickets once they go on sale, because they'll put us down, they'll reserve a group ticket spot for us, and then people will be able to purchase from that group tickets.
Yeah, it's a code that they will provide us.
I believe so, yeah. I'll know more once they get back to me. But from this group, if there are 2 or 3 dates that might work best, I'll tell you they're Friday through Sunday are going to go quickest. So if we want to do like a Thursday night, or if we want to brave a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, but yeah, just opening it up there.
What is the easiest for folks with toddlers? Because I'm getting questions of I want to bring my kids.
And just for reference, they'll run November 22nd to January 5th. And there are sensory inclusive nights. Sorry, I'm trying to pull up there. December 2nd, December 5th. And goodness me. Yeah, but so looking at the 22nd to the 5th of January, so right before Thanksgiving to right after the New Year. So just throwing that out there. Any days we want to shoot for.
I'm flexible, surprisingly, in December and second half November. I defer to those that have additional commitments, family and business otherwise. So what's easier for folks that do have kids?
Man, that's a loaded question, Leonard. It is never easy with a toddler to bring them anywhere. As mine stares me in the eyes, drinking different cups of juices. But
Would you bring would you bring your toddler there?
probably I would try. I just don't want to, say I will and then she gets sick or something. But
Yeah.
what time is it for? I think that makes a difference.
So the zoo lights run from 5:30 to 10:30. I think with group tickets, we wouldn't all necessarily need to get there at the same time. What I would suggest is setting a set point on the clock and a set point in the zoo where we can all get together during our group day for a picture. So say if some people need to get there at 5:30, some people are okay getting there at 6:30, saying, okay, at 6:35, we're gonna meet at the reptile house and take a picture together. It's been forever since I've been to the zoo, if you can't tell. Or we'll meet near the cougars and we'll take a picture. That way we can all know, okay, whether you need to get there at 5:30 or need to get there at 6:30, as long as we're at this one place at 6:35. That's my suggestion, but I would leave it up to the rest of the group to decide on that. I don't have kids and my dog won't be coming with me, so.
I think that was a good idea. I mean, but Leonard, back to your question about what's the best day, it's going to be the busiest days. I mean, that's why they're busy, right? It's the Sundays and Saturdays are good to take the kids. You're not rushed after work, I would assume.
Yeah.
That's got to be a big help for parents.
I think we just need to get as fast as we can in getting those reservations then in that case.
I think Sundays are our best bet if you can get them early enough. But I'm sure, like John said, that's going to be one of the most popular days to go.
So what would everybody think to November, just preference, Sunday, November 24th, Sunday, November 8th, or December 8th, and Sunday the 15th? I can put those
When's
three.
Thanksgiving?
The 28th. So either
Okay.
the Sunday before Thanksgiving, 2 Sundays after Thanksgiving, or the Sunday after that. I figure that weekend of Thanksgiving is kind of a wash unless people are.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch Thanksgiving week.
Yeah, no, I'm not even gonna go near that. But everything else, I think the 24th, 8th, and 15th would be my suggestion. Again, leaving it up to the group to make that call.
I agree, John. I think those sound like really good dates.
What do y'all?
I think the 8th, so in order of preference for me, it would be December 8th, November 24th, and December 15th.
And when does the semester end? Because I'm thinking a lot of the current students would want to join if they're not under the crunch of finals.
Classes finish actually the week before Thanksgiving, but then finals will be after Thanksgiving.
Until what day?
Grades are due on the 15th, I think. So I think the last exam day is the 11th. Most of us give little take-home things.
So I'm thinking it might be a good study break.
The official close date would be December 16th, December 9th.
9th, okay.
Okay. Okay. And then I'll look at what the cost of tickets are. I think
as you were saying, John?
Oh, I was gonna say, I'll look at what the cost of the tickets are. I think it might be good. I'd be willing to put some money behind it to donate some tickets to students. Especially those, no, I mean, I didn't have a ton of money when I was an undergrad. So I think, depending on how much the tickets are, putting some money behind making sure
subsidizing.
Yeah, subsidizing those so they don't have to pay full price for the tickets, and then we can just work it out on the back end.
So I'm thinking maybe December 15th as hey, we survived the semester type of event, and or December 8th as a good study break for them.
Yeah.
But we'll trust your discretion otherwise.
All right.
But yeah, I would really love to have like help smooth the transition from students to alumni if we can include that, include the students as much as we can and their families.
For sure. And it looks like college
And-
students get discounted tickets anyways, so we might be able to
Mhm.
work from there as well.
And staff and faculty are welcome to join. And their families, because this is the family event. Almost done with, it's gonna be cooking lunch for the people that are residing there. We are capped at 12 people. I'm not too concerned about that yet. But at the same time, I would like to have a co-lead on it because no one should trust me cooking for large amounts of people, especially without waivers signed. My limitations in cooking are essentially like Costco and HEB ready to bake meals. Doesn't have to come from the board, but if anyone's interested in helping me organize the lunch for the residents of Ronald McDonald House, email me. We can wait until the next meeting to decide how much money to spend because I don't know how much food costs, in all honesty, beyond the $5 Wendy's value meal. Other service opportunities that I'm taking a look at and exploring include Habitat for Humanity, Bread of Life, Food Bank. Habitat for Humanity might be all the way in Richmond, Rosenberg. So I don't think y'all bite, but there might be some down the road if it's a good day to build. Spring, we mentioned the mentoring and event. I think the students were trying to get that. No additional details at the moment. General meeting, we need to have a general meeting before the fiscal year ends. We'll target for July 2025. I'll have it on the calendar because last year it kind of snuck up on me and pulled it together in less than 10 days. Do we have any student rep today? Doesn't look like it. Scott, any news from the students or Dean Granado? Any student activities that were recent? Or can any of y'all speak about the town hall?
The town hall was great, I thought. Students did a good job putting it on. You were there, Leonard. I thought it overall went very well. Turnout was pretty good. It's hard to do those events because you always gonna have classes going on or work or you know, different things, but overall, I thought the town hall was very good.
John?
Sorry, I just got a message back from my friend at the zoo. About how many folks would we be anticipating for the zoo lights?
I would say, if considering that folks will bring their significant others and families, my target's 25.
Okay, perfect.
That's enough going beyond the threshold for unusual. Most group rates require you to have at least 20.
Yeah. All right. I'll shoot for 25, 30-ish.
All right. Anything, any other news that we know of from the student group? All right, next meeting. I'm aiming, Nimra is no longer available on third Tuesdays because she has city council meetings. So how do y'all feel about we load? And I know the holidays get super busy for everyone. How's December 3rd as our next meeting? That's the first Tuesday of December.
That should work for me. It should.
And we'll keep it online as usual. At before we adjourn, Dylan, would you like to talk real quick about the watch party for the TCU versus U of H game?
I can. Yeah, we had a good time. I thought we had a pretty good turnout. What did we have? About eight or nine folks show up. We had a couple of students that came. Yeah, we had a good time. You know, UH won. That's always that always makes it a lot better. It stinks to put together an event like that and lose. But it was great. We had a good time.
All right. Thank you, Dylan. So in recap, fall social, we have approved $250. We'll communicate with Jessica on that. Scholarships, we're committing $1,500. Scholarship support, selection support for the alumni office is going to be on Solis, Sobert, and Sobas. We have potential folks to go to the Adam McKinsinger event. The building is in progress. We're still trying. We're going to communicate with Dean Granato on terms of what we can do as a group collectively, because none of us make enough money to buy a building. It's naming rights. Unless we want Mega Millions tonight. Public Official of the Year, we'll decide at the December meeting who's on that selection committee. But target time to get that done is by mid-January. Am I missing any big highlights? And all right, and Zoo Lights, of course, John's going to be spearheading, and hopefully we can get a great group out there, have everyone's kids meet each other. Also enjoy the lights and hope for good weather. And John, I will have NIMRA help support that along with the alumni office and trying to market. Any last notes from anybody? Any complaints? Any motions to impeach?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
All right.
I'll second it.
All right. Thank y'all. I'll see y'all soon enough.
Enjoy the debate tonight.
Oh, I don't have enough whiskey for that.
Thanks, Leonard.
All right. I'll catch you later. Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye, everyone.